Today on the channel, back from San Diego Comic-Con, we're breaking down all of the Masters Universe Revelations, New Eternia, Filmation, and Origins.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue breaking down some of the sights and sounds, sure why not, of San Diego Comic-Con 2023. As of course you guys saw my coverage, I was there, and now it's all processing, going through my pictures, going through my videos, checking out some of the reveals line by line, and doing some discussion videos about some of the stuff we did see out there in San Diego. And one of the lines that are near and dear to my heart since I was a very, very little kid, I even got pictures of me back in the day, and possibly, I believe, the first toy line I ever did collect, it would either be this or Kenner Star Wars. Way back in the day, of course. But I did and always will enjoy my Masters Universe figures. And I really love the renaissance of the Masters Universe over the last couple of years with so many different toy lines going on. It is truly a golden age in toy collecting, especially if you're a Masters Universe fan. So I was very excited to go to San Diego Comic-Con, get to check out the panel, of course, and then the big Mattel booth to see all the figures that were shown off, all the new announcements, all the new reveals, all the fun stuff there. And that's what we're going to talk about here in this very video. We're going to go kind of set by set. I was going to go picture by picture, but I figured let's go set by set, get each set knocked out, and then go from there and talk about it a little bit. And of course, there was a panel. I did go to the panel. I got my Modi pin. I think they had a pin of Modi approved pin is what it said. They had those for everybody on the panel. That was pretty fun to get one of those for free for sitting in and listening in. Had the Masters Universe panel up there. Of course, good brother out there, Robert Rudman. Robert, of course, part of the WWE team as well. Man, he's living the life. Two iconic brands, doing the copyright for that kind of stuff. So shout out to my old buddy Robert over there. Always good catching up with him in person. Hopefully get to do it sooner again rather than later. There you go. But we did enjoy the panel. I did enjoy the panel. I sat there by myself and watched. It was a good time. But they did show some things. They showed clips of the new Masters of the Universe series. Of course, the Kevin Smith series. I did sit also into a Kevin Smith panel where they talked and announced some of the voice actors, things like that. But I did get to see the same previews twice. I think Kevin Smith's panel showed 2 previews of the series. The Mattel panel showed 1 preview of the series. Looking good. We got a lot of cool new characters, a lot of cool new battle scenes, and it does sound like they've listened to the fans. We understand you want to see more battles, because if you guys watched the series, and a lot of people didn't like it, I get it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but it was definitely worth a watch for me. I really enjoyed that huge battle scene. It made the hair stand on my arms. It was so cool, and I think we're going to get a lot more of that kind of stuff in the future series. So definitely going to be here for that. Can't wait for that to come. Sounds like maybe February 2024 on that new series is what they were talking about on the panels there. But the panel did talk about a lot of different things. What the future of the brand is. No, the brand is not dead. Now, there is going to be some changes to retail, some changes to a few different things. Most notably, the biggest news to me out of that was, of course, Masters Universe Origins is going away from retail, and it is going to a Mattel Creations exclusive. A lot of people are mad about that. Honestly, I put my business hat on with this one, and I think that is a very smart decision by Mattel, and we'll talk about what's replacing it at retail here in a second. But Masters Universe Origins has been snake bit basically from the beginning, with He-Man, Skeletor, pegwarming forever, and then a couple other series throughout the line pegwarming for a long time, stopping new series hitting the shelf. It's just been a disaster trying to catch up and being backlogged and things like that, and a lot of people missing out on characters they want or having to pay eBay prices, Paul Mart, whatever it may be to get these figures. Well, they're going to take it in-house to Mattel Creations. Now everybody has a chance to get these figures. So I don't know how anybody could be mad about this. You can just go to Mattel Creations. It's not going to be one of those things that sells out like that. They're going to have it up there for probably quite some time. They're going to make enough of these. It's going to live there for a month, 2 months, whatever. Who knows what time it could be at that point. But that is how you're going to get these figures. And the other thing is, Masters Universe Origins has been going on for a while. It is deep in the line. It doesn't seem like it is, but it is deep in the line. We're getting a lot of the C and D level characters. Man, I'm here for those C and D level characters. But the Battle Armor He-Mans, the He-Mans, the Skeletors, Man-at-Arms, Teela's, those have been done. Now we're left with the Extendars, the Cyclones of the worlds, the Squeezes, some of these lower ranking characters just important to your collection, but aren't going to move the needle at retail like a He-Man would. That's just the way it does go. So it still gets us these figures, and there's going to be a couple of different waves of these that we'll be able to buy on Mattel Creations. Still gets us these figures. They're deep cut figures, and we would rather have that than the line just ending and missing out on these. So I think they did the right thing with this. This makes a lot of sense for me. But then I talked about Master Universe Origins going away at retail. Well, what's taken their place? Something very similar, but also very different. It is the Filmation series of Masters of the Universe. Now, Filmation, of course, the OG cartoon a lot of us grew up with. A lot of people, when they think of He-Man, they think of the cartoon. I definitely do myself, much like Ninja Turtles. I think of the 80s cartoon. Now, Filmation line is going to start. Now, this is great because this starts things fresh. If you missed out the early days of Origins, you got a second chance to get in with some of the main characters, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's really getting the characters back out there in a different way that's similar but different. It's going to make the longtime Origin collectors jump over, make new collectors jump in, and I think they've figured out some of these issues. And there's a long story about some of the distribution issues from Mattel with the Origins line. We're not going to have those problems with the Filmation series. So this is going to be pretty cool, and this is going to be one of those things that's going to stop people dead in their tracks because these things look like they just stepped off the cartoon. You guys saw me in my videos going through it. Robert was very nice to let me hold the Beastman prototype. Thought it was just absolutely breathtaking. Just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Absolutely love that bad boy right there. Love that whole line. I love the idea of this. It's similar. It's different. The great thing is you can put these with your Castle Grayskull, your Snake Mountain, some of your vehicles. You can use those things. You can carry them over, move them back and forth. I just think that looks really, really cool. And I think future vehicles could be in the Filmation line that would also work for Origins line. So it is a really nice yin and yang between the two, I guess. And I guess we'll talk about it. So they're starting off, of course, you got to have He-Man. And the one thing about the body styles on these, you know, the Origins line is very akin to the old school 80s version. Kind of the squatty pose, the muscular pose. These are a little bit thinner, a little bit taller, a little bit different. They got a little different stance to them, but still kind of feel like they belong in that world. You still got the posability, the pull and play, moving body parts around. You can still all do that kind of stuff, but just a little bit of a tweak to how these bad boys look. And they do look really, really nice in person. I mean, like I said, they look like they stepped right off the TV screen. Just absolutely cool. And He-Man, of course, you got to have He-Man. You got to have Skeletor. They're both going to be in the line, of course. No doubt about that one. We did see Trapjaw once again. Trapjaw, one of the coolest characters ever since I was a little kid. I love Trapjaw. Still love him now. He's looking really nice. You got to have Teela in the line. Once again, looking cartoon accurate. Talked about the Beastman. I got to hold Beastman. Just an absolute game changer figure. Love the looks of that one. And then Man-at-Arms too, which is funny, is he's probably my favorite He-Man character all these years later. Of course, when you're a kid, you love He-Man. As you get older, I guess you love Man-at-Arms. I don't know. I like to think of myself as the Man-at-Arms of the team out there. But definitely a cool line. Packaging, very cool as well. Kind of has that opening to the cartoon theme, kind of with Castle Grayskull, all that. The classic Filmation logo. Just an absolute all-timer of a line. So I'm very much looking forward to these. Sounds like it's going to be in 2024. I'm sure there's going to be so much more to come in the future. But they did unveil that for everybody here at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, talking about Origins, they still had stuff on display for Origins. A lot of stuff we knew that was coming, and a few little surprises here and there. We did see the brand new Origins Target exclusive Sunman 3-pack. Have to imagine in the next month or so that'll be hitting retail. It is what it is. We're completing that Sunman universe. At least I believe that's the completion of the universe. You guys chime in if that's not right. I'm here for it. Of course, it's going to be like a $50, $60 3-pack. Honestly, you play that long game. We saw what happened to the other 3-pack. It's down to $20 in a lot of stores. You could probably do that again. But I do appreciate Mattel seeing this line through, getting those figures out there. And they do look good for what they are. I'm picking up a set. There's no doubt about it. They do look really good right there. So we do have the Sunman 3-pack coming. We also saw another box set, the 4-pack of Snake Men. 3 kind of generic Snake Men using mix and match pieces from other ones. And then a repainted Snake Armor He-Man. An interesting set here, but you're going to build out your Snake Men universe. You're going to have some kind of a generic Snake Men, basically is what that is. Really is a must-have if you're building out a universe. But if you're just collecting main characters, it's an easy pass. You already maybe have that He-Man. You can move on from that. But they did show that one. They did announce some new things, though. Extendar, a little nightlight guy. I never had the classic version, or I guess the OG version. I had the classics version. But definitely an interesting one. Of course, he extends, all that kind of stuff. So we did see him announced. One a lot of people have been looking forward to, myself included, would be Cyclone. He is coming in hot into the line. That could be my most anticipated one of the bunch. We also saw Rock On. If you guys remember the Rock ones, there was 2 of those guys, so I'd assume that his Yin and Yang will come. We'll get both of them eventually reusing the molds. Not a favorite of mine as a little kid, but I did actually have that in my collection. We also saw Mossman. Now, he is hitting Walmarts right now. Be on the lookout at Walmart. Mossman is hitting. That's another all-time favorite of mine when I was a little kid, so I'm very excited to get a Mossman figure. We saw that Skeletons 2-pack. I think San Diego Comic-Con 2022 was the first time we saw those Skeletons. Still not out yet, but coming later this fall. Very excited to get those in my hand. Another one of those army builders, building out your universe. Man, I'm here for that all day long. We also saw Night Stalker. Of course, we got Stridor a couple years ago. You got to have Night Stalker as well. The yin and the yang once again there. Very, very cool. Getting most out of your molds on that one for sure, no doubt about it. So that's the Filmation, that's the Origin side of the fence right there. Then you go over to Masterverse, New Eternia, Revolution, Revelation, whatever you want to call it. The more upscale figures, the more deluxe figures. And we got a lot of cool stuff there. Now, they did have the Motherboard exclusive figure. I did, of course, try to get in for the lottery with Mattel. So Mattel, every day at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm by no means an expert, but basically you get all these points, and you can award them to different things that are going on San Diego Comic-Con, and it goes into a lottery system, and if they pick your name, hey, you get a shopping window at this booth between 4 and 7. Bring your code, you get the figure, whatever you want to do. You have to pay for it, obviously. So I put all my stuff in there. I put a lot of it for the Mattel signings, of course, Muhammad Ali, and some of the other things. And I got skunked on everything. And David C. Anderson was with me. He got skunked on everything. And pretty much everybody seemed that I talked to got skunked on everything. So I was a little nervous. I didn't think Motherboard was going to sell out. I was like, well, I can always get it online, but it'd be really nice to pick it up at the convention. Well, for whatever reason, Friday night, they said, hey, anybody that wants these, basically you just go up and pay your money. So I got my Motherboard. I had to ship it all home, so it'll be a while before I get it, but I will review it on the channel eventually, so stay tuned to that. But that Motherboard is the exclusive. She was very heavily featured in the clips that we were showing from the Kevin Smith panel and the Mattel panel. They showed her, and I was blown away. I wasn't too keen on this figure as an exclusive until I realized that it is a big deluxe figure, and then also she is a major player in the upcoming series. So she might shine a little bit brighter here in the future once that series gets running, but she definitely looks good. The big wings on her. We'll dive into it. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what all the fuss is about eventually here on the channel with that one. You know me, I love a big figure. And she's also voiced by Meg Foster from the OG He-Man movie as well. So the more you know, kids, the more you know. But we did see some Revolution type figures. Revelation, it all kind of runs together for me a little bit. But we got Battle Armor He-Man. We're going to do that one again, I guess. This one looks a heck of a lot better than the last one we got. There's no doubt about it there. Usual Battle Armor He-Man stuff with just a better head. So we're getting another shot at that one. Of course, we saw the last series on Netflix. Now we get Sorceress Teela. So Teela the Sorceress now. We get her as the Sorceress, so we do get that one. We get Skeletech. So apparently in these clips and the previews, and maybe they're on YouTube, they probably are somewhere. But Skeletor kind of turns his back on magic and joins the Horde and goes to technology, and he turns into Skeletech. His Havoc staff has been fused to his hand like a young Ash from Evil Dead. It's definitely an interesting looking figure here, and one that looks really, really good in person, so we're getting that one. We're also getting a 2-pack. Oh, this is an all-timer 2-pack. You guys know I love the little guys, and we're getting a little guys 2-pack in Orko and Gwildor. Yes, the heroes are joining forces. We're getting a 2-pack, and they're going to be in this upcoming series. Looks like Orko didn't die after all, so how about that one there? That should be really cool. We are getting a Trap Jaw. This one was shown at the panel. Looks amazing. This is one of the highlights that I saw there. I'm a big Trap Jaw fan. This one looks really, really cool, so I'm here for Trap Jaw all day long. We also saw a Triclops, once again, more of a classic Triclops. Here for that as well, an all-time great in the villainry category there. And then we did see the Meg Foster Evelyn from the old school movie, so a lot of people were blown away by that one. So we're getting that eventually in 2024. And then the final thing we saw there was Snout Spout. Yes, Snout Spout is there in a deluxe figure. Looks very, very cool. We just recently got him in Origins. This one blows that one away. This one looks so beefy and just really, really cool. So I'm here for that all day long. Looks amazing as far as the figures go. I'm here for that one. So there it is. That's kind of everything we saw in the old He-Man booth there at San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of stuff to digest, that's for sure. They didn't have a ton of stuff like Mattel Wrestling had, but they had quite a few things going on, and it sounds like there's some surprises to come in the future that we're going to have to stay tuned for. But just definitely a cool showing. Definitely a lot of stuff going on with the Masters brand, and a lot of stuff to come in 2024, especially with the new animated series and other properties that are coming down the pike. So a lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool stuff at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 for the Masters Universe brand. But what say you guys and gals out there? Anything you saw that you really want to get a piece of? Anything you're hoping we see in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And even more content for you on Patreon, if you can believe that, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, you name it. Best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over there at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Masters Universe, San Diego Comic-Con 2023, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.